Okay, sorry. Four reasons. The four reasons why um, it's a good thing that the terrorists are talking. First and foremost, actually, there's more than one reason. First and foremost, it means that someone is holding them accountable to talking so that if they get caught, no one else gets blamed for it. So they obviously, the people that are doing this are working in rings of organizations. It's not like it's just the group of people after you. They're doing it because everyone that's doing it to me and everyone that's doing it to them can all get sentenced separately. So it's just a security measure between each other, just in case one goes down. Then they have people to rely on if they have kids, if they have anything, rather than all go down together. So that's the first thing, which is great because now we hear them talking, and it's two, they're making them talk because there's a record involved, and apparently you can't tell who's investigating it. It would be confidential if they just sat there and didn't say anything and didn't do anything, and they just did time to do exactly what they said they were going to do, make sure that nobody is stealing their stuff or investigating a situation and then just leaving because there's nothing to find, or in fact reporting everything that they do find, not trying to create a problem. So which is what they're trying to do. So even more so a problem. Second reason. Was that second reason? What was I saying? About them. Oh, they're the ones trying to manipulate the circumstance. And then third, they're owning schizophrenia. Do you know how big of a this is the most major? If you say I hear voices and people suspect that you have schizophrenia rather than thinking that it's somebody else, because not because this weapon is top secret, but that it's a weapon of mass destruction. So, like, they have basically the entire United States under surveillance using this telepathy technology, the terrorists. So you can't really discuss anything with the masses because they can immediately manipulate their minds and play with them the same way they play with yours, except it's not obvious. They're disclosing. So that's the second thing, or the third thing is I'm all over the place. I'm trying to explain and I'm trying to get back to my points. Third reason is that I said they're owning schizophrenia. She keeps pulling on my eyebrow, and making my face swell. But third or fourth reason. Sorry, I'm just gonna go down this line. They're making it obvious they're real people. They don't want you guys to think that you're schizophrenic. So they're disclosing to an extent. First of all, they're telling you what you need to do by telling you what you shouldn't do. And at the same time, every time they do something to you, they're disclosing something they've done, because we're like, what it seems like, and I've come to this conclusion, is targeted individuals are put on this map, but instead of like it showing who's investigating us and saying, okay, Renee is being investigated by this group, it just shows like a little pin on a map so that they have to work individually, so that they can't, so that the terrorists talking in my head can't get away with working or like doing organized crime. It's a security measure. So we're like dots on it, so none of them get in trouble, right? They'll sit there and they'll disclose what they've done, because anytime they play with my daughter's head, or they play with my mom, or they do a little light bulb goes off, or a little light flickers. And it says, you know, Nora just was at this time, you know, investigating. That's the impression I'm getting. Lastly, is that the uh, so the again, like I was saying, they're holding each other accountable. They're talking in your head. They're owning schizophrenia. They're disclosing in your head. What was the other thing that I was saying? Oh, the thing times out. So these bitches, the reason why they're talking so excessively is because this weapon does the investigating on its own, and then once it's done investigating the situation, it'll come back with findings. If it finds nothing, it just reports that there are no findings, and this record gets deposited with the Central Intelligence Agency, where they are holding the records to sentence these terrorists to death for human trafficking and murder. Um, uh, Really serial killing. These are serial killers, dude. This is a trip. What else? So there are records involved. They can see everything you're saying. That's a great thing. Everybody knows that the terrorists keep saying they can see what you can see. So if they can see that you're not doing anything, they have nothing to report. Why are they still sitting here? That's a great thing. Um, their talking is like the best thing ever. They're disclosing everything. But that's not what else. That isn't the only thing that I was trying to say. I'm gonna have to write these down in bullet points and come back. I'm gonna end up doing that. I keep saying it and I haven't done it yet because I know what I'm talking about, but nobody wants to listen. We'll get back to this later. I'll get back to this later. But what Kevin's doing, he's taking the wrong approach. He's not understanding. This is not the U.S. government. These aren't just, they're not your average Joes. These are terrorists, and they are from the Middle East. They are not from here. Mine just so happened to be Egyptian. I don't know if all of them are Egyptian. It seems as though that's the case, but it could be that they're Middle Eastern, but they have stakes in Egypt or wherever. They have stakes together. Stakes. It's hilarious. Just the play on words and the shit that I'm hearing, and it's just so crazy. So, yeah, I'll get back to you with the list so that I can go down, because when I do this, my mind, they play with my head, so I can't get my points across because they don't want you guys to learn like I've learned. Anyways, gotta go.